Welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Cutlery. 22 veterans a day in this country commit suicide. Now, I know that number drifts and it varies. Some say it's a little higher, some say it's a little lower. And some folks say, some studies show that there's some active service members in that number. Regardless, folks, anything over zero is too high, especially for somebody who picked up a rifle, gun, what have you, and defended this nation, or was willing to go. That's something that I'm committed to raising awareness to. Now, I always say raising awareness because I don't have answers, and I can't say that enough. I'm not a professional, not going to be a professional. I just want people to be aware, and I'm not the only one ringing the bell. There's Project Valhalla and the Firewatch and Mission 22 and all of these folks. Southeastern Guide Dogs provides dogs for veterans. So I'm not the lone soldier in the fight. I'm not the savior of the movement. I've said many, many times, I just want to be a small part. So vets, I love you. God knows I do. You have a place here. You fought for us. Let us fight for you. We back the blue here. Gav, how do we do that? Well, we don't break the damn law. The simplicity of that is the beauty of it. I mean, we can give money and do all that, and we should, I guess, when it's our time to, we pay our tax. But the best way we can support law enforcement is don't make them arrest your ass. That's pretty simple. That's common sense. And finally, if you're an addict, never quit quitting. Favorite saying. It'll take one time, but you got to want it. You got to want to. It's a daily battle with me. I can't, or I refuse, to sit here and go, well, I've just got so many problems. My problem is I like getting high. And you can't do that. You can, but it'll cost you everything. And you can only lose everything so many times. So never quit quitting. Well, having said all that, what I'm carrying today, so what's in my pockets, I took off from the shop, left JC there. Love him to death, but he ain't rival rich. I'm carrying the Counterpoint XL, tremendous knife, great knife. Now, let me say this. Everybody knows I've got the Rajan, the Espada, the Luzon. I think I've got all the XLs. I've got the big tie light. I've got the Voyager. Man, I like that knife. One of the things about these knives, yes, they're gigantic, but they're made out of good materials. They're tough. They're durable. Here's something I wanted to cover in this video. The triad lock and the opening. Sometimes cold steels can be very, very, very stiff until you work them in. Now, you can read reviews, whether it's Amazon or what, and everybody's, I bought the knife, it's too stiff. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's a stiff knife. The triad lock's a stiff lock. Now, it's a great lock. If you need to stab a rhinoceros or something, go out here and pick it up. The triad lock's the one you want. But it's stiff. So, Miss Becky, I think, got a Voyager XL. She was saying her fin was very stiff. That's one of those things you really got to work in. And one of the reasons, like with my cold steels that I use them for work and take them to work, beyond the durability of the knife and the toughness and the good material, is because I hand that sucker off. Hey man, that way, if you got a bunch of people doing it, like Miss Becky had said, hers is tough. And what I would recommend, take it to work with you, and just, let a couple of guys use it too, and work that thing in. Once you get it worked in, I'm trying to get this camera right. Once you get it worked in, they're nice. Now, I carry my Medford, which is like the Bentley of the knife world. I mean, Medfords are just awesome. I got it on me today. Now, I've got my Recon Scout. I'd like to get that testing done today because the edge bevel's driving me nuts. Now, it came sharp. Most cold steels, 99% of the cold steels I got came sharp. I've tried to cover and tried to adequately express my feelings on the sharpness of the knife. I'm on a quest to get that otherworldly sharpness. Now, do I expect a knife company to do that? No, not at all. I do expect them to have a decent edge bevel. Now, let me say this. If I buy an Ontario in the SP model and it's 30 or 40 bucks, Lord knows whatever I say, somebody, oh, scam it. Jesus. Whatever the amount is, it's Ontario to SP line is a budget line. You can't argue that. Yeah, there's no argument. Now, if I go and buy me, like I got the SP6, and y'all forgive me, if for some reason in Jacksonville, Florida, you got to drive in a complete circle to go straight. I've never seen anything like it. Yes. Lord have mercy. Okay, there we go. There's a little scab again. Glad I got this camera and spent the money. Lord have mercy. It's a Monday, son, all day long. Now, where was that? Oh, if I buy an Ontario and it comes in, unless it just ain't been sharpened at all, like if it's anything, you know, unless it's just a knife blank, I don't care. I mean, I like for them to start the edge, but you got to understand, well, you don't have to, but I would appreciate if you did. If you pay $25-$30 for a knife in today's knife world, it may be expensive to you. I'm not knocking that at all, because a lot of guys have to save up, man, and you save up and you want a good knife and you buy American, you do everything that all the knife gurus tell you have to do. You could just go buy it anyway. I understand that, but understand this: when you buy a budget line, they're not always going to be perfect. Okay? Now, part of owning a knife should be learning how to sharpen the knife. My dad is a preacher. I've said that a million times. My granddaddy was not a preacher. But granddaddy always kind of worked with his hands, but granddaddy also had employed people. Now, he wasn't rich by any means. Granddaddy was a working man, worked hard his whole life. But we're not a big group of do-it-ourselfers. Now, my son, Hunter, is very mechanically inclined and very good with his hands, and very good. He really is. And he got that, I guess, from his mama's side. But anyway, so I said that to say I've had to learn to sharpen a knife. And I think now Caden, my grandson's 5, and Mac's not even a year old. When they get a little older, I'm going to give them a knife, but I'm also going to give them a stone. We're going to learn how to sharpen the thing. Now, my whole point to this is this, guys. These knives, when you get them in, if I'm reviewing them, and I try to give you the best review I can, and I try to make clear my points on sharpness. You never hear me go, oh man, it's super sharp, greatest knife ever. You're not going to, because I don't give a damn if it, I want it to be sharp, but if it ain't, okay. We'll do the review, this one ain't sharp, and then we'll come back, after I put a couple hours on it, and let's do it up. Especially if it's good metal. If it's S35V or S35VN or CPM3V or D2 1095, SK5, and I know I've just went all over the world. Not all of those are super steels. I like 1095. I like SK5 carbon steels that are easy to sharpen. And some guys are much better at sharpening than others. I'm gonna tell you something, son. If it wasn't for that work sharp, I'd be a mad mamma jamma, because I couldn't. I'm learning, with a stone, in the strop and all that. But that work sharp, son. And you got to pay attention with that. I've ruined a bunch of knives because I'm super smart on the tip. So when you get that, you get your work sharp, and you say, Scab, you are all over the place. I know that. It's planned chaos. You get your work sharp, go over there and get you a couple of gas station knives, or steal some of your wife's cutlery or something. Don't tell her. Don't be like, oh, Scab said Megan will be in there tonight checking all the knives. But get some of them and practice on your work sharp. Because if you don't do the whole little whoop there at the end, you're going to screw that point up. I'm telling you. I'll do a video one night on the work sharp. I know you're thrilled. So my point, guys, to everything is, when you get a knife in, make sure you can sharpen it. Because budget friendly knives, a lot of times, man, they're turning and burning. They CNC a bunch of them things. Or some of your big RMJ, that you paid $500 for a tomahawk for, and you should think that it would have a sharp edge, and you're trying to figure out why the hell it's $500 when they CNC it. But that's neither here nor there. Topic for another day. I love RMJ designs. I got an RMJ U-caps, $250, and the handle's this long. But I'm not complaining, God forbid. So that's kind of that for the day. Now, we've been all over the place. I'm carrying my counterpoint. I'm carrying my Espada. Back to Miss Becky. What I would do, since you have a job that you use your knives and you work with your hands a lot, take those bigger knives with you and practice with them. And I'm not being smart at all. I have to do that. Like, I'm very comfortable with the Russia and my Espada. I'm comfortable with a big knife. It's the size that every common sense human being on the planet uses. The PM2s, my Emerson CQC7. Those are the ones, man, that I have to really practice with, because the bigger knife, you got to be careful with a big knife, but there's room for forgiveness there. And to me, and I'm saying this about myself, my skill level is not where it needs to be. Now, I know that'll shock you that a knife reviewer doesn't know everything, or isn't an expert at everything. And I know some of you are, because you've typed it out how great you are, even though you don't have video one on jack shit, but that's neither here nor there either. So my point is, with this channel and the sharpness, just know I'm chasing a different realm of sharp. That's why, I don't really praise anybody or down anybody on the sharpness of a knife, because I'm going to learn to get it razor sharp. And my guy at work, Marky Mark, I'm going to put him on that katana that Carl Ruger gave me, which is sharp as Hades. I love that thing, man. But when it comes time to sharpen it, my guy at work, Mark, he does the whole 8 steps with the Japanese stones and gets all into the spiritual side of it. And he's done a couple knives for me, man, that's just different world, different levels. Anyway, enough rambling. Love you guys. God bless you guys. I'm carrying the Counterpoint XL. I probably dropped it. I don't know. Oh, last thing, and this is big. This is probably more important than anything I've rambled about. If you are over 18 years of age, you're considered an adult. And if you are a male, or you identify as a male, or whatever, if you have the equipment of a male, if you walk and there is a swishing, your pants are too damn tight. Okay, you're a grown ass man wearing pants that are too tight. I was just in the store right over there. I went to 7-Eleven. I go there every day, 7-Eleven. And I'm standing in line, I hear turn around, here's old boy got him some tight pants. A little tight shirt on there. And I know, now if y'all see me in a tight shirt, it's because I ain't done no laundry and I've grabbed the wrong damn shirt. Now, when I get in shape, I'll wear more tight shirts. Smaller shirts make me look bigger. You know what I'm saying? Just not around the stomachal area. But this kid, man, because he's over 18, had him on some tight pants. Had him on, one of them little shirts with the sleeve up to about here. Old Bobby biceps there. And you can tell he's on about week 2 of his cycle. Now listen, I did steroids 30 years. You can't shit a shitter. I know if you're doing them, I know, and I've done a truck load of it. Sure don't look like it. Well, I'm working on it. I'm getting back in it now. I never was Mr. Olympia, none of that crap. Never bodybuilder, I always powerlifted. As you can tell. This old boy here to about week 2. All standing up here all puffed up. And there's a couple young ladies behind him, and they were not impressed. But he was talking to his buddy about, did all these reps, and I said, son, instead of doing them reps, you ought to go buy you some pants that fit. Oh, he got mad. But you ain't gonna do that. I said, he goes, well, I'll tell you what. I said, well, you have to unbutton them pants, tell me whatever, son, you can't breathe. That ain't healthy. He got all mad out there to the truck. Well, I guess they were working on the side. So he goes, they had like 3/4 inch plywood sheets. So he goes, I guess he's going to impress everybody and snatch one off. He snatched it all right and got it to about here, and it just fell right over on him. His boss never even got out of the truck. His boss looked over there, looked at me, and just shook his head. He said, you can't find no good help these days. I said, you can't find nobody with some pants that fit. Oh, he died laughing. I don't even know what the point of that was. I know when I pulled off, his buddy, he looked like a cartoon character laying there in the grass with the plywood laying on him. His buddy was trying to get it off of him. My point to you is, guys, be comfortable in who you are. If you're working out, give it some time before you decide to dress like you think you look. Be comfortable. You don't need to get ILS. That's imaginary lat syndrome, where you walk around all puffed up. Be comfortable with yourself. It's okay. It's alright. Because if you're not, you're going to embarrass yourself. And no chicks ever dug a guy that swishes when he walks. I'm just telling you. Get some pants that fit. Get your shirt that fits. See, I'm wearing a nice, comfortable shirt that fits today. Like I said, the bigger I get, or more muscular as we go here, been working out. And I've lost about 15, 20 pounds. We'll start wearing a little tighter shirt here and there, but we're going to have to get his gut down. That was the other thing with the dude. I mean, you can't be over there with a muffin top and a midriff shirt and tight pants on. He's a grown-ass man standing over there. Dressed like he's about 12, 13. And was seen it. So, that's all I got for you today. I love y'all. God bless y'all. I'm Scab. I done lost my... Oh, here it is. I'm Scab. You're not. Let me know in the comments below what you're carrying today. And for God's sakes, if you got on some tight pants, go in there and change. Love y'all. I'm out. Did that not work?